Welcome to the Balkan Heritage Field School. We are so excited that you've decided to join us this summer. The Balkan Heritage Field School is the primary educational program of the Balkan Heritage Foundation. The Balkan Heritage Foundation is a public, nonprofit NGO established in 2008. Our mission is to support the protection, conservation, management, and promotion of the cultural and historical heritage, both tangible and intangible, of Southeastern Europe as a precondition for the sustainable development of the region. The Balkans are a region in Europe composed of 12 countries, 6 seas, and 55 million people. Together, we have a sustainable amount of cultural heritage and a rich history dating back to the very early prehistoric period. Collectively, the region was influenced by the Ottoman presence from the 14th and 15th centuries, and for some countries up until the early 20th century. One of the biggest parts of our more recent history is that most Balkan countries, excluding Greece and Turkey, were behind the Iron Curtain until 1989. This prevented not just cultural exchange, but just about any exchange between us and the rest of the world, and this includes scientific exchange. Indeed, part of our mission as the Balkan Heritage Foundation is to open up and encourage cultural and scientific exchange between the Balkans and the rest of the world. To accomplish all of this, we rely on partnerships with local museums and our state institutions. We also have several partnerships with international museums, universities, NGOs, and foundations worldwide, which make all of our work possible. The Balkan Heritage Foundation does several programs that support our broader mission of promoting and protecting the cultural heritage of the Balkans. This includes our Heritage Program, our series of programs and events supporting archaeology, conservation, restoration, and digital heritage. We also do community service, advocacy campaigns, and organize exhibitions, conferences, and other events to support and promote the heritage of the Balkans. We recently participated in a number of cultural projects funded by the European Union. Education is also an important part of our mission, and this aspect of our work includes a master's program and the field school in which you are about to take part. Some of our most recent projects include an online mosaic tour of Sofia and Plovdiv. We also created a master conservation plan for the Roman site of Stobi in partnership with the National Institute of Stobi and funded by the J.M. Kaplan Fund. We are now working with these partners on a project to conserve the Theodosian Palace, one of the most spectacular buildings on the site. We are also working on several projects to document the heritage of the Balkans. This includes the documentation and preservation of the Alexandrovo tomb, a Thracian tomb famous for its wall paintings. However, we are not only interested in preserving our ancient past, we also seek to preserve our modern cultural heritage. To this end, we have recently worked on a number of projects to preserve and protect modern heritage for future generations. For example, we are creating a pilot database of art from communist period buildings in Bulgaria, which have suffered substantial neglect in recent years. The Balkan Heritage Field School is one of our primary educational programs and is the program in which you will be taking part this summer. This program started in 2008, and since then we have conducted 125 field school projects in Bulgaria, Greece, North Macedonia, Montenegro, and culturally connected regions like Israel. These have served over 2,000 students ages 16 through 79 from 70 different countries. In 2018, the Balkan Heritage Field School received a special mention from the Europa Nostra jury for its extensive contribution to education in archaeology and conservation through multinational collaborations. Here is a map of the Balkans, highlighted in bright green and brown that you see on the screen. The red pins represent all of the places where we have past and ongoing field school projects. Each Balkan Heritage Field School includes three components: theoretical training, practical fieldwork and workshops, and excursions to significant sites in the region. The Balkan Heritage Field School program doesn't just serve you, our students, it also directly benefits the international professionals and specialists that we work with. But perhaps most importantly, this program benefits the local communities. As our projects tend to be in remote areas, this work also serves as a significant economic boost to the local communities, both in terms of seasonal employment and supporting the economy. Your work this summer to uncover their heritage allows them to see their own history in a new light, quite literally. Now we are going to briefly introduce you to this summer's field schools. This year, we are offering 16 field schools in 3 different countries: Bulgaria, Greece, and the Republic of North Macedonia. Our first field school is Underwater Archaeology in the Black Sea, which takes place in Nesebar, Bulgaria. This project introduces participants to underwater archaeology as they study the submerged fortification wall of the ancient city of Mesembria. The Teleunatsice Field School in Bulgaria features one of the biggest tells in Europe. Students will learn about the development of Neolithic cultures in southeastern Europe and the rise and fall of one of the earliest European civilizations. Our next field school is the Archaeology and Bioarchaeology of Apollonia Pontica along Bulgaria's Black Sea coast. This field school is divided into 2 parts. The first part features archaeological excavations, and the second is an intensive course in bioarchaeology focusing on human osteology using skeletons from the ancient cemeteries of Apollonia. The ancient Greeks in the land of Dionysus, excavation of Emporion Pisteros, field school, is a balanced combination of lectures in the field of classical archaeology with a focus on Thrace and fieldwork on the site of the Greek Emporion Pisteros in Bulgaria. This is the only identified Greek center where Greeks and Thracians used to trade inland from the end of the 5th century through the beginning of the 3rd century. The ancient site of Stobi was the capital of the Roman province Macedonia Secunda and an important urban, administrative, trade, and religious center during the Roman and late Roman periods. The site covers 260,000 square meters and contains 26 excavated buildings, including a temple to Isis, a Roman theater, and an episcopal basilica. The field school here will focus on the late antique buildings near the so-called Theodosian Palace. Our ancient Greek pottery workshop in Bulgaria teaches students the basic principles of pottery documentation and conservation using samples from the ancient Greek and Hellenistic cemeteries of Apollonia Pontica. The Roman pottery and glass workshop in North Macedonia also teaches students the basic principles of documentation and conservation using pottery and glass from the Roman site of Stobi. The mosaic workshop in North Macedonia teaches students how to conserve in situ floor mosaics from the buildings in Stobi. The workshop for interventive and preventive conservation of textiles, paper, and metal takes place on the island of Zakynthos, Greece, and gives students a hands-on opportunity to learn rarely offered conservation specialties. In our physico-chemical workshop, students will gain knowledge and hands-on experience in the basic methods of physico-chemical analyses of ceramics and metal objects. These techniques, like optical microscopy, X-ray fluorescent spectroscopy, and scanning electron microscopy, are used for dating, determining provenance, and much more. This workshop takes place in Athens and is done in partnership with the National Center for Scientific Research, Demokritos. Our photogrammetry workshop teaches participants to create precise measurements using photographs at the ancient trade center Pisteros over the course of 5 days. This technique is widely used in the archaeological and architectural fields. Finally, our fresco hunting photo research expedition to medieval Balkan churches shows students how to document the wall paintings of medieval chapels and churches in Western Bulgaria, which have primarily been abandoned. Our newest field school project takes place on the beautiful island of Chios. There, students will conduct a field survey on Mount Amani, where they will seek evidence of human activity and learn about the evolution of the Byzantine settlements there. We have also partnered with New Bulgarian University to create a master's program in Balkan and Eastern Mediterranean archaeology. This program presents a mix of specialized courses in the archaeology of Southeastern Europe and the Eastern Mediterranean, as well as more generalized courses in archaeological methods and theory to enable students to conduct research worldwide. If you want to continue engaging with Balkan heritage beyond the field schools, you can apply for Fulbright Bulgaria's special research grant in archaeology/history. This grant allows a graduate student from the United States to conduct a research project related to archaeology, museum, and/or heritage studies in Bulgaria for up to 9 months. If you want to stay informed about Balkan archaeology, we also offer free online seminars during the school semester. You can subscribe to learn more about these BIMA seminars on our website. Thank you so much for your attention. We hope you have a great time with the Balkan Heritage Field School.